All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm expanding the first half of the AI sector review to include NVDA and AMD, okay? Man, look, I say this joke often. I'm a happily married man, so there's only so much sexy I'm allowed before she'll like cut him off. This right here is so sexy, right? Break all the moving averages and then just bounce on the 8 like it's magic. Lose it for a sec, but let the 20 do its job and take you back one more time. That's okay. And since the last video, actually one more time as well. So, man, I love this to say the least, okay? And before we get even deeper into the technicals, what are we going to do today? Same thing we do every day, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. I did draw some horizontal support and resistance lines, started to zoom out, but they were up here, and then I'll explain why. And then when we're done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does really well with these YouTube algorithms. But hey, even if you don't, just thank you so much for watching these, okay? And look, I'm not perfect. I do not have a crystal ball. I have no idea what tomorrow's gonna look like. I'm just giving you my thoughts. And hey, if you've got different opinions, let me know, okay? We are simply educated people sharing our thoughts and opinions. Nothing's obviously financial advice. So I'm trying to make this a two-way street. Okay, I zoomed out to show you that these were up here, all right? I was very honest. I sincerely regret not being in this the whole time, but one of the things I said was if you really wanted to consider a place to enter, I would wait to see if this 280 breaks and then from there start riding up, right? We definitely don't hit the 280. There was actually not even a wick test on it, so there should have been no fake out. But instead, we go down a little bit, and today, look, AI itself was a good day. It was a nice, I think 6%. I just did the video. I forgot what it was. Yeah, I mean 6% on a single day for a main stock, not really like a meme level one. I would say AI is maybe a little more meme. Oops, sorry. NVDA maybe is a little more meme-ish compared to NVIDIA, which is obviously well more established. So I don't know if it's a great apples to apples, but yeah, it makes sense that this stock is going to do well if AI is going to do well, right? And basically now there's a new consideration, all right? Last video I said, hey, I probably wouldn't enter this until we got to 280 and hopefully go up. You can now make the argument that, hey, if you can break 272, hey, you know what? That might be worth an entry right there because you're at least, not at least like it's guaranteed, right? But the thought would be you would ride 272 all the way up to 288, which is where our last spot was, right? Or 280, whatever that number was. And then again, from there, that same break and go from there, right? Was it 280? Yeah, look, it doesn't seem like a lot, but going from 270 to 280 is about $10. That's about a 5% move. And hey, 5% move on an NVIDIA, it's actually not really a stretch in any means, right? So, and end of the day, what are we doing? We're going up the 8. It looks like, sorry to zoom in and out so much, but it looks like the 8 wants to keep going up, right? Even this little drop didn't like make the 8 line go down any significance, right? It actually just maybe slowed down the super hard uptrend, but it still kept it, right? So hopefully we can get another good day and go back up. I will be setting a line right here. Again, I think this is going to be an important one. And hey, this very easily might be a little hard to break and go down, right? But it's interesting that the RSI is this high. So normally I say as you get to an RSI of 80, that's a little overbought and you kind of need a good healthy cool down, okay? I'm just zooming out to see where this stock has been. Looks like we were in the 79 range here and then cooled down a bit to the 48 range. You can see it didn't do a wild drop, but it actually did take us all the way down to the 20. So that might be another consideration, actually. We might actually be dropping maybe to the 250 range if we do the same thing. I will say, actually, it's about the same distance. So, hey, I think that is a very plausible thing that could happen here. Because, again, 79 is where we were right here. Looks like we were just a little higher. Man, we were actually in the 87 range for a couple days. 87, 87, 80, 81, All right, we've seen 81 to 87 and then a quick drop down, but again, still hold, right? So, um, man, this one's interesting. I will say the MACD is not, it's good here, not as good here. So I don't know if I would actually believe we're going to hit the, not, I will be honest. I think as I look more and more at this RSI, as I look a little deeper, as I look at the differences between then and now, I think we might be signaling a cool down. I could very well be wrong. If you disagree with me, throw it in the comments, let me know. But interesting. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm putting too much focus here. I always say 80% of the work is up here. So I might be putting too much focus on a single indicator instead of believing that the 8 and the 20 still want to go up. So I think I'd really want one more strong candle to break this line and actually make me believe that we're going up to the 280 number. So cool. Yeah, I think that's all my thoughts, at least on the daily. Let's take a look at the weekly real quick. Hey, this is a beautiful weekly, right? It really, really is. And honestly, oh wow, look at that. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I kept this. This does look really tight. I don't like when my lines are this tight, but hey, it's 50% of this candle as well as the top of what was the most recent peak, so I'll keep it. I very much have more weight on the 280 line, but yeah, I think it is worth noting the 270 is, again, especially if I'm kind of in a place where I'm maybe thinking this is going to come down a little bit, right? So but hey, one more time, gotta love. I mean, just easy profits were made. Sadly, not for me, but hopefully for you or for others, right? Like, this is technical analysis at its best. And again, reasons to believe that there's a cool down also kind of help, right? So, even if I'm wrong, I'm not going to be too sad. But yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts if you actually do disagree. So AMD, Advanced Micro. Okay, so okay. I hope you see what I see, all right? There is a little bit of a horizontal moving average cluster happening here, okay? We have all 5 lines. They've shifted a lot, and you can see a lot of it really was the 8 in general just kind of keeps going up. It's actually been overall uptrending. Same with the 20. I often talk about like oscillations, right? This is oscillating over like the closest biggest lines, then it starts to oscillate a little bit here. Yeah, just kind of talking out loud as I look at a stock that honestly I don't look at this one too much. I actually really regret. I remember a buddy telling me about this one back in the day, and like it was, I mean, low, and yeah, I really wish I threw it in, but blah blah blah. You don't want to hear my regrets and stuff. Let's talk about the technicals going on. So we actually have now dropped under the 8 moving average. I think seeing this, look, I'm not going to say AMD and NVDA are on the same level, but they are very, very commonly tied together. So what I do like to do is look at those common stocks together and see if I can take some cues from them, all right? The fact that this bad boy fell under the 8 actually confirmed, then gave us this like, let's see what tomorrow looks like doji is just so telling to me, right? Because hey, the doji is at least a little bit over 50% candle, but yeah, I think I wish it was just a little bit more here than here. The interesting thing is the RSI is actually not crazy overbought. How high did you actually get? Looks like this was the peak. It got to an 84, and then it looks like it stays in this 80 range. Yeah, pretty much all of the time until right here, until the first red candle that brings us from the 70s, obviously, to the 60 that you see now, right? MACD looks like it's also kind of curving a little bit, but yeah, end of the day, this 8 moving average is a strong line. I think it really wants to do its best to get over it. The doji is interesting, I'm telling you, because when you lose the 8 and you confirm as strong as this did, it definitely lost that line from what I see. I'm very surprised we didn't close right here, if not honestly on the 20 itself at around 90, because I say it often, green, and then we're at the plateau can very easily turn to red. I think this is the very, very lowest it would go, 85, at least immediately until we make the video next week. I think 90 is a pretty realistic target. Maybe, like I said, you can call it 50% candle and call it 93. You can see it actually wicks right there on that day too, right? But Yeah, I think I'm going to put a little more weight on the 20 for sure. I'm not drawing any lines here because again, I have way more interest in these. And look, end of the day, there definitely was a good break from the moving average cluster, don't get me wrong. I'm just really hoping that like we don't come back and kind of retighten it because that very well can happen, you know what I mean? But hopefully we hit the 20, no lower than the 20 and go back up. Even more hopeful would be, hey, like you can maybe set an alert right here if you wanted at 97.77. I can see that being arguable. 97.50, 97.60 actually looking at what the official close was, but yeah, I probably I'm going to set it right there at just under what was it? It was 97. I think it was 91 if I saw the number right. Let's see if I got that number right. 97, 91. Yeah, close enough. Cool. I'd love to get over this guy. I would. I think this is a more healthy candle. So again, I think it's very arguable. You can put it at 97.77 or 76, whatever the number is. But I think I'm just a little too worried about what's going to happen with the 8 and assuming it's going to go down. So I just want a little more proof and let's go a little bit higher on the 8. So that is my thoughts here on the daily. Let's look at the weekly just really quick. Oh man, we are at such an important place on the weekly. Got to break the 100 moving average. Nice. I'm glad we took a look here. There are at least a couple lines and look at that. It pretty much wicks exactly, right? Look at that. Gotta love these lines, man. I'm going to put that there. I think that one's just a little too insignificant, but we will put one here. I think that'll be good for our ways up. Look, if we can crack 100 for sure, it'll feel good. You know, you can even put an alert right there. 97.84. Okay, maybe that 97.77 was the better line. Oh yeah, okay. No, I'm still happy with my 97. Yeah, I think this is our money line. I'm real good with where I set my alert. I do think it's this bad boy right here. So, yeah. Hey, these are my thoughts on AMD. If you disagree, obviously throw them in the comments. Otherwise, hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.